When you put aside your worry thoughts, anxiety, whatever it is that's making you tense, and just breathe, and get to that place of peace, and let go the tension, what happens is you do put yourself in touch with not only your strength and your peace, but also your natural wisdom. It's amazing. So you have this right at your core, and as you breathe and are mindful, and if you do it regularly, some people feel like it's like a pool at their centre, or some people feel it's like a globe of golden light. You'll find for yourself how your inner peace feels. And you can always go there on a breath once you get used to doing it. Someone said to me, I had an interview for this book by someone who had a website on mindfulness, and he said, I approach it from the secular side, which is fine. But I look at it as one spirit. I look at it as being in touch with spirit, because that's how I think, and with one's own spiritual centre, really. But he looked upon it as being in touch with the best of you, which is the same in a way. You get in touch with your own centre of peace, kindness, loving kindness, as they say in the Buddhist teaching, wisdom. It's all there at your core. And on the breath, a mindfulness breath, starting on nostrils and going down, you can dip into that place of peace. It's the most wonderful ability to have, and it's always there when you're in, tense or difficult conditions. To start with, it may feel a little bit strange to be doing. You need a little bit of practice before it comes really naturally. But if you just start with a breath, like I described, it's in the book. It's in detail. It's not complicated. It's just it's just getting the knack, really, of doing it. And notice it. Can you all feel your breath at your nostrils, or can some of you not? Some people can't. I don't exactly know where they do feel it, to be honest, if they're not feeling it at their nostrils. But we mustn't make it up. We have to actually experience what's really going on for us, and so. Just feel it cool at your nostrils, and then feel it going down inside, and then out again. And practice that. It takes a little bit of practice. Start with maybe do 3 breaths, and see if you can just maintain your notice of the 3 breaths to start with. What you'll find is your mind you'll suddenly find you're thinking about something else, as always happens when we're trying to meditate or whatever. But the minute you find that you've lost track of your breathing, just gently go back to it. Have another breath, notice it, and just put yourself back in position. Don't think, oh gosh, I'm no good, I can't ever do anything, why have I messed this up? Don't have any of those thoughts. Just put thoughts out of your head and go right back to the sense of, may not be peace, whatever you're feeling going in your nose, but I'd be surprised if you don't feel a bit of peace by the time you've done the breath. And then do another one. What you'll find is, don't manipulate it at all, just breathe. In and out. You'll find very quickly that your breathing slows up, gets much slower. When I was first starting it, I tried to do 3 breaths at a time just to see how I could do that. And then after that, try and do it for 1 minute. It's surprising. It seems quite long a minute when you first start doing it. But time a minute and have a minute of mindfulness. They have said in research that if you do 10 minutes of mindfulness a day for 6 to 8 weeks, it has enormous benefits. I can't list them all. That's everything practically. You'll be calmer, you'll be more relaxed, you'll be better, your brain will be better. You can look them up in my book, I do mention some of them, but basically it will be very therapeutic to do 10 minutes a day. That's what you need to do. But I, to start with, found it really difficult to do 10 minutes. I found it difficult to do 1 minute to start with, even though I've done meditation all my life, but just doing this, it's so focused. Anyway, I thought to myself, all right, I will do it for 1 minute. And I got able to do it for a minute. And then I thought, right, I'll do a minute on the hour, every hour throughout the day. And if I do it for 10 hours, then I've done 10 minutes. So I've got a rather tiresome, actually, little alarm on my watch, which I set. So if you suddenly hear a bleeping, won't be yet, you'll realise it's my alarm going off. It's only a tiny one, but I found it really helpful because every hour it made me stop in my tracks and do a minute of mindfulness breathing. And it really does help. It gives you a sense of peace, enormous peace throughout the day. And then you can start a little mindfulness practice. Once you get happy with a minute, then you can just add a little more time to it. And 5 minutes is quite a good time to be mindful for. When you first start being mindful in this way, it's helpful to have your spine straight and your eyes closed, just as if you were going to meditate. You can stand, but sitting is a little bit easier. So let's get into position. We can just do it now, actually, again. I'm going to keep you really mindful tonight. We're going to keep at it. You'll be glad you did. Just feet on the ground, straight back, and you want with your hands, just rest them gently on your knees or wherever they naturally go, and then we just, the time is, I suppose, we'll see if we can just do a couple of minutes. Breathe in, noticing it, and let it go. And don't worry about the next breath. Let it come when it's ready to. It might be quite a pause sometimes, but it'll naturally happen. Feel the peace. Feel whatever you're feeling with the breath. That cool air going in is lovely. How did you find that? Did you find that you were able to be mindful of your breath the whole time? Or did you get a lot of thoughts coming in, or some thoughts? How was it for you? Thoughts coming in? Yes, they do. They do. But don't worry. Just keep doing it. 2 minutes is a surprisingly long time when you first start doing it. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. It really does.